So I'm 49 years old and I've been laid off 3 times in my 40s. And here's what I've learned. So, hey, family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. I've been laid off 3 times in my 40s. In fact, I've been laid off 4 times in my working career, but 3 of them happened in my 40s. So the very first one happened back in 2009. That was my first layoff. And then the ones in my 40s, they happened in October 2015. That's when I just turned 40. I was with the company for almost 6 years. And then my next layoff was in December of 2022. It was in tech. I was with a huge tech company, and that only lasted for 19 months. I got a pretty good severance package out of it, though. Can't complain. And then the last one, the most recent one, happened in May of 2024. I was with this company for only 15 months, but they provided me a pretty good severance. They gave me 9 weeks of severance for only 15 months of work, so can't complain on that. Don't be surprised if you get laid off. This is the norm in our lives now. Every industry is impacted. For the longest time, I thought government was untouchable. But as we see now, in the news, USAID, for example, and other departments, they're getting impacted as well. So what I've learned, my key learnings through all these layoffs, especially the ones in my 40s, is first learning is be prepared. Have an emergency fund. Financial experts like Dave Ramsey, the money guys on YouTube, they suggest 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in a high yield savings account. And it depends on your situation, right? I mean, if you're married, you got a family, you're the breadwinner, it's probably better to have 6 months worth of savings expenses. Now, for me, I carry a 12-month, even more than 12 months worth of expenses saved in a high yield savings account. Why? Because I feel comfortable with that. I've been laid off 4 times and I don't like the feeling. It sucks, but it sucks even more if you have no money saved. Now, yes, you can rely on some severance and some unemployment, but it feels a little better when you can collect your severance, collect your unemployment, and still have a good cushion of savings already in your savings account. Now, remember, the only way to pay bills, your rent, your mortgage, your groceries, is with money. They don't take anything else. Another key learning is keep your resume updated. Update it every 6 months. Save any kind of email documents that show that you're a rock star. Whether it's performance, a big project that you kind of led, anything where you get an email from your superiors or from your reports, your directs, just congratulating you. Sending, your boss is sending an email throughout the company, just appreciating what you've done. Those types of things will definitely help pad your resume. Even interview for jobs. This will prep you for the jobs that you actually want. So I do apply and interview for roles constantly, especially in the last year. Some of them, yeah, it'd be great. Some of them, yeah, I'd really want. So that's why I just kind of update my resume and, submit my application and see what happens. I do this because I want to reduce the stress, the anxiety, the nerves of an interview process, and even an interview. If you're doing a face-to-face interview or a Zoom interview, it's just to reduce the anxiety, stress, and the nerves. So I can be comfortable in that setting. Now, don't assume you're a bad employee because you got laid off. You're not a bad employee. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. Companies need to shed expenses, and usually personnel expenses are one of the biggest line items that are high in expenses. I don't know how companies determine who to let go and who not to let go. It could be a number of factors. Part of it could be performance. Part of it, you may make more than the next person. There might be too many heads in certain departments versus others. It could be a plethora of things. So don't bang your head against the wall, not knowing or wondering why you were impacted. You will find your next role. I've been fortunate enough to find my next role after a layoff all within 3 months is the longest I've ever been without a job. And as far as explaining, the layoff or reduction in force, your next employer throughout the interview process, if you explain to them, you got laid off or there was a reduction in force, they get it. This is the norm. They understand. They've probably been through it before. In my experience, the interview process, a lot of them won't go too deep into it. They understand that it happens. Now, it sucks at first to get laid off. Definitely give yourself a few days to decompress. Then start planning out and executing an action plan, a plan to get your next role. It's a job to find a job, being prepared, not being surprised at the layoff, keep your resume updated, and interview periodically. This will prepare you for what lies ahead. So tell me your thoughts. Have you been laid off? What are some good practices that you follow that you feel that makes an impact in your daily life? Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll see you all at the next video.